136 laps to go this time by. Marco Andretti is on point. EJ Vizo is second. Tony Kanaan third. Helio Castroneves, Jamie Kamara. And here goes Kanaan looking underneath Vizo. And he takes it. Move Tony to second. Best battle on the racetrack right there with the battle for third. Vizo, he's got the high line. Underneath him goes the three of Helio Castroneves. Castroneves, oh, and they do touch. Jamie Kamara makes a nice save. So does Vizo. We almost had caution number 9.
That's the young and the brave at work right there, not taking their foot off the throttle. Remember, we still got a fair amount of time to go, but because passing is so difficult here and track position is so prominent for the end of the race, and these guys are still at it, they won't give up anything at all.
Kamara gets around him on the high side. Vizo gives him enough room to clear. Here you're on board now. That is Dan Weldon. There's Oriol Servia. He's got to back off. You can't go 3 wide into 1. We already found that out. Servia, he's running 5th. Vizo 6th. Weldon is 7th. And now you're on board with Dixon, who's 8th.
Dixon's picked up speed very quickly here. A couple of adjustments to the car as reported, and also some fresh tires a couple of pit stops ago. So for him, he's just trying to march towards the front.
Back on board with Dixon. Why don't we just ride along for a bit? Take a look at the Firestone telemetry.
And they mentioned this is a driver's track because you can see full throttle right now, back down into the turn, gear shift down.
You're clear.
Spotters come into play right now, letting him know what's going on. There's no time for resting at this racetrack. You're turning about 75% of the time throughout an individual lap.
That is EJ Vizo right in front of him by 0.4 of a second. That's what it looks like from the outside. Justin Wilson right behind in the 0-2. And there he is with a top 10 run going, as he's now 9th, and Townsend Bell rounds out the top 10. In fact, 6 of our top 11 cars running right now are first-timers here at Richmond. Remember, we told you at the beginning of the broadcast that 14 of the 26 starters were first-timers. Oriol Servia, of course, boy, did he have a run back in Milwaukee or what, when he ended up falling all the way back into the field and then fought his way back to 6th. Let's get more from Vince Welch.
Well, and Marty, this is a big race for Oriol Servia and the KV squad, because they had that race last weekend at Iowa where he was 16th with a mechanical failure, and that followed a DNF at Texas. So this was a big bounce back opportunity, and Oriol Servia is taking advantage of it. He may be new to the series, but he's not new to oval racing. This is his 34th oval event, and Jimmy Vasser and Oriol Servia have been talking on the radio about mapping out their fuel strategy. They believe they too can make one more stop and make it to the end, and Servia has been turning off some very fast laps. An impressive performance by him and this team tonight.
You saw the graphic that explained his first 3 and last 3 races, as right now he continues in 5th, about 0.2 of a second ahead of Dan Weldon, and that's what 0.2 looks like from onboard Dan's car.
And you saw Dan, just a flick of the steering wheel there. Cars wanted to step out a little bit on him, but fast hands, fast reactions.
Jag, you've got more on Dan?
Yeah, Dan Weldon was a very busy boy this week, not only preparing to come here, but answering his telephone that was ringing off the hook in St. Petersburg, Florida. Remember, he donated his entire winnings from the from the Iowa race 1 week ago. Who was on the phone? Just average Americans that called him to thank him, that call Iowa home.
It was a great week all the way around, and it was a great gesture by the Targa Ganassi duo. Whoa!
Another one.
Man, has he got that thing loose.
And that happens because you don't want to let up off the gas and the accelerator when you're coming out of the turn. So you continue to squeeze it, try to force the issue, try to get it right to over the edge, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Take a look. This was the win last week. Remember, he kept staying out, and it paid off. He went 90 laps on that last load, held off Hideki Muto and Marco Andretti as they finished second and third, as Dan picked up his second win of 2008. While all this is going on, we can tell you that Ryan Briscoe has come back out onto the track. He is 99 laps down, and he is in 21st position. But again, there's a lot of cars that have crashed out. He could pick up, theoretically, at least 3 more positions. So as he continues, Marco Andretti continues to run the roost up front. Marco has led 68 laps now. He's one of 3 different leaders, and he's got a 0.6 of a second lead over Tony Kanaan.